Welcome to Module 3. This week we are going to, my objectives are use text boxes, password boxes, radio buttons, check boxes, etc. We'll display some of that information. Use hidden fields to pass data, web applications. We're just going to build a basic web app using some buttons. This is one that I have built, but you're going to do something a little bit different in the assignment. So we'll use drop-down list of values. We'll list more values. We'll use a text box. We'll use a checkbox, and we could use a button. Now, I didn't want the compound monthly. You're also going to build a back button for this. For yours, if I wanted to do compound, I could get that. So you see the power of the checkbox. So by not doing it, it's just passing a 1 or a 0, true or false. So you're going to deal with that. So we have a display results. So that's our second page. Our main page is index.php, and then we have a CSS. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we know that we need 3 files. So what we're gonna do is build this out, index.php. We're going to do you know what, I should make the screen larger before I forget. I'm gonna pause this for a second. Zoom in on this. Forgetting I'm not on PC mode. All right, so hopefully you guys can see a lot bigger. All right, so we have an index page. We're gonna need a display results. And then we're gonna need a CSS page, which I'll just call it main.css. Oops, what the hell I'm doing? It's not what I want. And main.css. Now, CSS, I'm just gonna copy the code in for what I have. You can save on time. You can build your own CSS to represent what you're doing. This class is not CSS, so I'm not gonna waste time talking about that. So I'm just gonna paste this in because I already have this done. Might change around a little bit to save it. All right, so on our index page, that's our main page. This is where this will be this first screen that we're building out is this page here. Now we can decide what we're gonna do with it. Now, like I said, yours is gonna be a little bit different. We're not gonna use calculators. You're gonna have the ability to build something that is for flights. You're going to have something, flight information. You could also have something that is ticket, such as a StubHub, SeatGeek type of thing. So you'll have a couple different options, but you're not going to build this same thing. This is just a demo to show you how to build a financial tool. I'm not going to waste your time. I'll give you guys something cool to build. All right, so first thing and foremost is we need some PHP code up here. So, you know, we start off with our PHP at this point, and we start with our PHP here. So what are we going to have here? We're going to provide a value here. So like if we go back to this page here, you see how we have number of years? It's automatically 5. Now I can come here and put 3. We can actually set that code to do something here. So we can say if, and then we could say iset. So it's a value of true or false. And we say the number of years, so we'll say number of years, open close there. And then what we could do is we could do years like this, and we could provide a value here. So we'll keep this 5, but I'll go back and change it later just to show you how it changes. So just do this. I mean, it's not going to make sense right now. Nothing's going to happen. Oops. So we'll just save that. And you know what? I need to put this code somewhere. I have it in Git right now. So I need to, give me a second here. So this is module 3. Do I not have it in here? So let's create a new folder and call it mod 3. So we can test it here. So let me grab another file. Just bear with me. Got to do another file, and let me grab that code because I have it in a Git repo. I have it in a Git repo. Let's see where the heck I put it at. All right. All right. Here's the code. Copy it. Nope, that's not what I want. Yeah, I think that is what I want. I'm on 3. So now if I do this, copy, create a new page, and just do mod 3, we shouldn't really have anything here. It should be blank. Okay, cool. So we could play with that. All right. So, all right. So now we need to put our HTML stuff here. So there's a way to do this. I always forget. This up here, but you know what? It'll add a bunch of stuff I don't want as well. So HTML, heading, title, just call it financial app. All right, and then we need to add our CSS. Someone's blowing my phone up. All right, so link relationship equals style sheet. Type equals text CSS. Like I said, this is not that class. And we'll close our heading. All right, so that's saved. So that shouldn't have much. Copy that from, I think it's not there, it's somewhere else. We're gonna put it out. So still shouldn't have much. All right. Okay, so anyways, moving back to the code, we need to have a body, and we need to have an ending to a body. We need to have the main. I'll put a heading, say financial calculator, boom. And then we're going to put some PHP condition statements in there. So when you're writing condition statement within HTML, it's a little bit different. So we'll put question mark PHP, and I'll say if empty. We want to throw an error message. Okay. Oops. And then we can come down here and let's see here. Let's do this. I have an error message here, but sorry. So we'll do a paragraph and we'll say class equals error. And then we're going to do PHP echo error message. And we'll do this. And we'll close out the paragraph, and then we will do PHP. That's where this guy comes in, where he's messing up. See how they're showing you the error, the line where things related. And then we could do end if. There we go. So this right here is a conditional statement we're using, which is PHP. It's written a little bit different than JavaScript, so we're using the PHP to start off, and we say if, because we have to have it. If we had it up here, we could just write if statements up here without a problem, because that's our PHP. But when we're writing PHP within an HTML code, you have to write it like this. You can do your paragraph stuff, but you have to make sure you have PHP listed in there. So hopefully that makes some sense. So now we're going to build our form, and this will be our page that we have set up, display results. So it'll be that page. Oops. And then we need to put our method, which is a post message because we're sending something. And we're going to close the form. Before that, we're going to do a div ID equals data. And I feel like I forgot something. Oh, I did. That might work. All right, and then we need to close the div tag. Perfect. All right, then we'll do a label, and we'll just call it investment amount. That's what I have here. Yeah, right here, investment amount, and label. Now I might not build this whole app. I'm only going to build pieces of it, and you can kind of figure out what's going on here. All right, so label, select the name. We'll give it investment, so we have to provide some type of ID for it. Okay. Now we're going to build the drop-down list of values. So we're going to say, I'm going to have to use PHP here. PHP for, oops, $V for variable equals, and what we're doing here is we're listing a list of values. So you see how we have 10,000, 1,500. We won't put all this in here. We'll just put some in here. So we'll say 10,000. Boom, and then we'll do another V for variable. We'll say less than equal. So if you look here, we have 50,000. So we could put something in between there. So let's just do 30,000, like that. And then we could do V plus equals, and we could do 5,000 as well. So it does in increments of 5,000. And then we're going to do this, and then we're going to provide our option. So we're going to say option value equals, and then within parentheses we'll do PHP. We'll echo the $V sign, which is the variable that we're using. Close it, and the PHP script like this. That in again, we're going to do PHP, we're going to echo this out. We're going to have to echo our variable out again, like that. And now we can put our option here. Now, there is a different way of doing this, but this actually is the right way of doing it, if that makes sense. So now we need to close our PHP tag out here. So we can do $PHP, and then N4, like that. And then we have to close our select statement out. So we're making it select something. Okay. So let's save this. Let me get the right file saved. What the hell did I save? Index 232. Yeah, that's right. Copy. Shoot. Shit. What happened? Let me paste it. I don't think it ever. I never replaced it. All right. So you notice it starts off at 10,000. So I want to go through this code a little bit and walk through it. So it started off at 10,000. Why? Because we said start off at 10,000. Then we said that it less than or equal 30,000. So put 30,000 as the maximum value, and then we said increments of 5,000. You see what it did? 15, 20. So let's change that to, just for the heck of it, let's put 2,500 instead. Save it. I really need to change my root. Where is my root at? All right, it doesn't matter. Copy see, it's just extra step. All right, so now if I come out here and refresh, starts at 10,000, goes to 30,000. Now it does in increments of 2,500, 12,500, 15, 17,500, 20,000. You see what I mean? So that code right there is very powerful. It provides all that information like that. Now to build the rest of it out, we have to do the same thing for the rest of the code. So, for example, to make this work, actually, you know what, we're going to do a little bit different exercise. All right, we're going to go back to my page. So let's think I'm helping you with your homework. All right, so we'd have to build out the yearly interest rate, the number of years, so forth. So let's take a break here for a second. Let's go to SeatGeek.com. Well, no, let's not do SeatGeek. Let's go to Southwest.com. Let's say that we wanted to book a flight. So let's say that we wanted to go from Pittsburgh to, where's a good place to go? San Francisco, love that place. So let's say we're going to go out on the 25th and we're going to come back on the 29th. Perfect, one person. So these are options that I want you to build in this application code. So you're going to have an option that has a drop down of different cities, but using abbreviation of PIT for Pittsburgh, SFO for San Francisco, so forth. So you're going to need to have a departing city and a city that you want to arrive to. So you're going to have two drop down boxes. Now, your code's going to be a little bit different because you're going to have to, you're not going to be using a range of numbers per se, but you're going to, it's a little tricky, but you might have to add your value multiple times. So I'm not looking for multiple cities. You could have 2 for depart, 2 for arrive. I don't care, but maybe make at least five values. So you're going to have that, and then you're also going to have a date, a return date, and a depart date. I'm not looking for anything. You could hard code it and how many passengers. But what I'm looking for is providing a cost for it. So you're going to program it to do a cost similar to this. So it doesn't have to be exact. You could say cost of flight is, you could start off at obviously 10,000. It would be a hell of an expensive flight. Good if you're going international, but you could start off at a lower number, maybe 100, and you do increments of $200, 100. You make that decision. I don't care. Okay. And then obviously when you search, which will be, you'll be posting the data over to another page, and then you're going to provide something similar to this. So you're going to have conditional statements. You're going to say, okay, we have you'll make it up. You'll have a 625 to a 1055. And then you'll have one that says, maybe if there's a layover, you'll say change planes, and you'll make up some type of duration, and you'll also come up with a cost as well, which will be tallied in your drop-down list of values that you're using. Hopefully that makes sense. Please ask questions. Please email me if you're confused. But this assignment will help gear toward that. Now, I am not going to complete this whole calculator that I did here. I'm not going to go through the whole code, but I am going to build this out slowly in pieces, in piecemeal, to show you how it's built. And that way it'll provide some type of perception for you to do your assignment, okay? And if you have questions, email me. Say, Jeff, I'm confused. I have no idea what you want. But don't wait till Sunday and email me, because Sunday is Steeler games. I'll be at the Steeler game. And I will have no availability, so I will not be able to get back to you until Monday. But I know somebody will email me, so I'm just telling you. All right, moving on, guys, moving on. All right, so like I said, you're gonna have multiple things there. What are we gonna do next? We're gonna build a button over on this page here. So we're gonna build it under the div tag. So we're going to say div ID equals buttons, and oops, if you go into our main.cs, we should have a buttons area. We do. So you see that that's over there. Buttons. buttons. All right, cool. All right, let's move this code up a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. All right, there we go. Buttons. Everybody likes buttons. All right. So we'll do labels. Label, not plural. And we need to have some spacing here, so I'll do NBSP and label like that. And we'll do input type. We're going to build a checkbox because we had that value that we're passing over called a compound monthly. And we'll give it a value, compound monthly interest, I think it was. We'll just say monthly interest, monthly. Yeah, just leave it like that. And then we'll do our BR. We'll do this label, which I just realized I spelled wrong. Copy. And copy this code here. I'll got it. There we go. We need a submit button. So input type equals submit. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Never mind. Talking in circles. Alright, so save it. I think, now I think about it, didn't I give you guys an assignment in week 1? I should have PHP. I think I said for your assignment, choose a theme of your choice. Mine is wine. Provide a theme that you have. Little screen like that. Okay, so let me go back on the assignment. Build it based around the theme that you chose. So it doesn't have to be airlines. I said had a product, airline, or example, cost of tickets. So whatever theme that you chose, provide something that is relevant to that. So for example, mine is wine. So I can make this wine related. So maybe someone's purchasing a bottle of wine. So for example, let's see, let me think of a winery that sells their wine online. All right, so I don't know if any locals sell their wine online. Let's see, like PK Winery, I don't think they sell it online. No, they just have the menu of costs, and most of them local you have to buy. So let's go to JR Dill, one of my favorite wineries in Ohio. Oh my God, in New York. I'm a member, so I know that you could buy. So you go to shop, and yep, I'm in Pennsylvania, and so they use something called Vino Shipper. So I can come here and hit add to cart. As you see, I've already added stuff. So this would be similar. Theirs is a little. Everyone uses Vino Shipper, but anyways, it makes their life easier. But they provide some information on here, so you could do something like that if you're doing wine. Anyways, I wanted to point that out. So let's save this. Let's copy. Please. Let's go to here. There you go. So now we have compound monthly and calculate. So it goes to display results, but we don't have anything built on that page to do anything yet. So you see what's happening. Okay. So we have that saved. We're looking good. I feel like I could dance a little bit. But we're not. So we're going to go to the next page. And we're going to do display results. And this is where it gets really fun real quick. I promise it's going to get crazy. Crazy fun. Just kidding. All right. So, you know, let's start. What do we need? We need PHP. PHP. And we need PHP. Oops. Okay, so now we have our shell built for the PHP code. We didn't do much with it, but we have it built. Let's provide our HTML aspect of it. So let's say we have our HTML. We have our HTML. We have our heading. You know what? I don't think there's really a lecture this week either. So let me go back for a second. I could be mistaken. I might have a lecture in here. Yeah, I don't have a lecture this week, so it's just me doing this video. So hopefully you're okay with that. All right. So title, future, but I'll just say financial results. And then we need to link our, I'm just going to copy that. I'm not going to type all this mumbo jumbo in again. All right, cool. All right, we have ready to close, boom, boom, boom. Let's do a body. And let's close the body out while we can. Yeah. I don't like you playing games with me. All right, and then we're gonna do a main. And we're gonna close main out as well. And it has a mind of its own if you notice. All right, heading 1, calculator, results, or financial results. All right, so now we need to have some type of results. So we have one thing in here, which is investment amount. So we could put label investment amount. Like that. And we could type in span. We're going to do our PHP and say echo investment. And we'll have to, thought I set that up, I can't remember. And then we could do a span, and we could do a BR. Okay. Let me see, I thought I set that up somewhere. Should I remember what investment F? Alright, maybe I think I have to do a conditional statement to get the value still. Yeah. We have that there because we'll have to set this value. So let's close this here. Alright, so now we need to go up and apply some of our values around a little bit. So we're going to need some other things set up. So we need to get the data from the form. So that might help. So when the data comes over from a form, we need to be able to capture that data. So we'll say capture data from original screen. Okay, so we can do investment equals filter input post. Oops. Investment and then filter validate float. Now we need something like this for all of them. If it did interest rate, years. Now we're not going to do all of that, but I'll just show you how it's done. So let me copy. Paste this, and we're going to do interest rate. You shut that door. Years. Give me a second. Today's been a busy day. All right. No time. All right. input, filter, input post is on all of them. Filter, validate, float, that's fine. The values are different, so we could do interest rate and then years. So, are we gonna use all this? No, not for this one, but I want to show you. All right, so now we need a validation. Validation, so we can say if the investment, okay, oops, if the investment equals false, we then can provide a message. That message will be, use that error message that we have in place, or we should have in place, I thought. Error message equals, and we say investment must be a valid number. Like that. Because if you go back to my original page I built, the investment number is going to be something. I'd have to change the code to make it something, but we know it works. And so investment amount is 10,000. So, but if we didn't have a drop down list of values and we did a text and we left it blank, then that would be what we're programming for. Let's see what else. See, we have investment amount for ours. So investment. We could also throw another conditional statement there. We could throw an error message in, or an else if. So we could say else if the investment is greater or equal to 0, like that. We could say, oops, and then let's copy this, and we can give another different message. And we could say investment must be greater than 0, something like that. All right, so you would have more conditional statements, but that's one. So you always need a message, and then you know what? We should have a default value as well. So if there's nothing, we could set, we could do else, we just set an error message equals, be done with it. All right, let's see. Now let's do, if an error message exists, go to an index page. So we want to push them somewhere. So if error message, we could send them somewhere. We could just send them back to the home page. We could send them somewhere else. You could build I would recommend build another page. It doesn't equal include, you have to include the file, and it'll just say index.php. So if you had not found.php, you would put it in there, and then you just exit like this. So if you wanted to build another page, you could do that and have it go there. So for example, if I wanted to say not found.php, or even HTML for crying out loud, I could do something like that. But we'll say not found, and maybe we had a oops. Something like that, and then just doing that allows you to create a PHP page. And I can just build something real quick. And we just do a heading that does nothing, and we could say page does not exist, or I don't know, we have an error message. You can even pass an error message to that page, but we're just making it simple for now. Yeah, and then body is nothing, and we close it out. And I found, let's save, sure. And then you could come and do the same thing here. So if you didn't want to, where do we go? So you could do not found if you wanted to. All right, so now moving on. so yearly rate equals the interest rate. But, I don't think it'll equal anything yet because we're not passing anything over. So let's see what happens when I save this real quick. Copy this over. So display results. So there's no code coming over because we're not passing anything over. So I thought, investment because we're not saying anything. If investment equals false. Last piece that we need to do in order to echo this value over here from the other page, we need to type in a block of code because we call it investment F down here. So we just have to recognize what investment F is. So we can easily just type in some code right here. Let's say investment F equals, we could put the name of the file, which was called investment. Yeah, it was called investment. So we could do that. But what you can't do is just do investment F equals. You probably want to make it a little bit better. So we can say $, like we have on, where is it at? Here, if $, this is what we want. So we could say $, and then we could do dot number format, and then investment. And then you can do 2 places, and that's it. And then just save that code. And so like when we run the original code that I had with everything out there, it allows us, I'll say, yeah, give me the compound, I'll say, give me 15,000, calculate, and provides the output. So this body code right here will do everything that we just talked about. What I want you to do is stick to the project that you start on, so the theme that you started on. So if your theme was, going back to that real quick, sorry, let's go to module 2 is when you did it. Provide a theme, build what you want in the screen. So it'll be similar to this. We'll just add some information into it. I'll put so if you have any questions, reach out. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.